So what's the next step? We know the globe's impossible. That's not an opinion. That's a scientific fact. The three fundamentals tell us all the globe's scientifically impossible. Remember, large standing bodies of water cannot display convexity upon its surface. Tower cranes and pendulums cannot be dead still and plumb whilst doing ludicrous speeds in all different directions. And you can't have an air pressure system next to a vacuum without some kind of solid separation between the two. Demonstrable facts that can be tested and verified by all, which prove the globe scientifically impossible. We can't use the mainstream media as a tool of education because it's used for exactly the opposite. So the next step is to start speaking to headmasters, educational boards, highlighting the three fundamentals, highlighting the fact the globe's scientifically impossible, and let's start putting an end to this. Going to be heavy resistance because people love a good delusion, particularly one about flying for a vacuum on a cannonball. They just can't let go of that delusion. But demonstrable science, which can be tested and verified by all, crushes that delusion. Remember, every single globe believer on this earth proves the globe's scientifically impossible every single day through non-citation of demonstrable science. So it's time to address the root cause, the education system, highlight the fact the globe's scientifically impossible, and stop this tosh being taught to kids. Because the globe is the root cause of all the suffering that's going on right now. It's a fact. It puts people totally out of whack, builds them back up with a false confidence of regurgitation of mainstream mantras, and in doing so pats on the back, gold stars, and an ego gets triggered to a certain pantomime role that is totally disempowering. And of course, as a result of all that, that's the fucking mess we're in now because of this globe, putting people out of whack, not knowing if they're coming or going, certainly not having skills of discernment or common sense and logical trains of thought. It's not there because of the so-called education system. It's a regurgitational pantomime, a very disempowering one, and as a result has got us all in a mess, is responsible for all the suffering that's going on right now. So it's time to highlight the educational systems, the fact the globe's scientifically impossible. The three fundamentals prove that, and it's time to stop entertaining these clowns online because they're just energy vampires cashing in off lies and deceit. I don't wish to entertain people like that. I don't mix with people like that in my real life. Globe believers who I meet in real life are actually quite nice people. They can be honest and admit it's a belief. Most that I meet who know and discuss this subject end up realizing the globe's bullshit, and because they can be honest, will say, look, there's no science behind it. There's a couple of my mates who are clinging onto the ball desperately. They can't let go. They're in too deep. They embarrass themselves with the arguments that they kind of cite. They haven't got any science, obviously. It's just a pantomime performance. But this needs to end now. So we need to go to the root cause of the problem, education system, highlight the fact that the globe's scientifically impossible, and it needs to stop being taught. The results of which, getting rid of that globe and empowering people, kids, with demonstrable fundamental truths, means they'll understand themselves a lot better, where we are a lot better, and as a result will have better discernment. So in the near future, fingers crossed, because of the good discernment, the logical trains of thought, which come from having a proper educational system or education based of real demonstrable truths, means good discernment, and as a result we will not get fooled by this tosh ever again.